Welcome to this podcast from IS Services in Trinity College. In this podcast we're going to cover the steps for defining a site in Dreamweaver CS5 and later versions. This will help people who wish to edit college websites and who are using this version of Dreamweaver to get started. When you launch Dreamweaver CS5 and later versions, on the right hand side you'll see listed the site files. Here you'll see files and folders that represent all the web pages on your site and other documents and images. However, until you've defined the site, nothing will be listed here except maybe your desktop locations or your computer locations. To define a site, click on Site from the main menu and choose New Site. There are two areas on the left of the site setup window which we will work with: Site and Servers. Under Site and Site Name, just put in a name for your website. It can match the name of the folder, for example, that represents your website on the web server. Under Local Site folder, you must point to a folder which is held on your computer. Dreamweaver doesn't work well with folders held on network share locations or on USB memory keys. If you wish to create the folder first or just browse to one that already exists, click on the Browse for Folder button and then locate your folder or locate the area that you'd like to create it in. I'm going to create a folder on the D drive and I'm going to call it again Astronomy, but maybe Astronomy Website to be quite clear. I'm going to select that folder by double clicking on it and click Select. And this is the site section of the site definition complete. Now I click on Servers and I need to add a server. I need to add information about the college web server. I'm going to click on the plus button to add new server and put in a server name. This is just a reference name, so I'm going to say College Web Server. Connect using, I will click the drop down arrow and I'm going to choose SFTP, that's Secure File Transfer Protocol, which means that data transferred to and from the server is encrypted. SFTP address, Dreamweaver is asking us for the name of the web server, and the college web server is www.tcd.ie. If you are working with the TCD Life web server, this will be www.tcdlife.ie. Username is your college username, and password is the very first password that you had in college, or it is your most recent web author password. If you are unsure about this password, you can put something in and test it here, and if it is not working, you should contact the IS Services Help Desk. Root directory is very important that you start with one single / here and then www.tcd.ie and another /. What comes next depends on the website that you're working with in college. You will know this by browsing to your website in a web browser, and in our case it's Astronomy with a capital A. Now I can click on Test and I get a successful message, meaning that the root directory exists in the location I specified, and also that my username and password have been accepted. So if you get an error after clicking Test, it is either a password issue or the root directory was not entered correctly. If you are continuing to have problems with this, please contact the IS Services Help Desk. If you have a successful message, click OK and click Save, and then click Save again. Now on the right hand side I can see a listing for my Astronomy site and the folder I created, in this case on the D drive. I now need to download the files and folders that make up my website, and I will do this by clicking on this drop down arrow. When I hover over it, it says Get Files from College Web Server, and I click on that and it says, do I want to get the entire website? I'm going to say OK, and all the files and folders that represent this site are downloaded to my computer. From this point, you can now update existing web pages or create new web pages, and these steps are covered in the course notes available on the IS Services website and also will be covered in future podcasts. Many thanks for your attention.